Welcome back to Chow Time Pod. It's your host, Red. I got videos today from the quartering. We've talked about this. Man donates sperm, now is forced to pay 40% of his paycheck in child support for 18 years. Wow. And he earned $150. Please like and subscribe down below. I really appreciate that. Let's get that chow. It's chow time.
Okay, well, I feel like this is going to speak for itself.
I successfully sued my sperm donor, and now I get 40% of his paycheck.
I'm the sperm donor, and yes, I've been court-ordered to pay roughly 40% of my paycheck to this random woman and her child. The thing is when I was 18, 19 years old, I was in the Marines, short on cash, and I thought it would be a good idea to donate some sperm for some easy money. I made a total of $150, and it came back to bite me because now I'm paying this woman thousands of dollars a month for a child I had no part in making or wanting.
He should sue her for custody.
Yeah.
He should sue her for custody then. Because if he has to pay child support, then he should get some level of custody.
I did sign an agreement at the time stating that I would not be held liable for anything that happens to the sperm after I donated it. But I guess some laws changed, and she found a legal loophole that...
Loophole.
Wow. That this woman, when laws changed, somehow figured this out to get this man on child support, is how desperate and disgusting and vile some of these women are.
It's that I now have responsible for the child, so now I have to pay her monthly. It doesn't make any sense. I'm working on appealing it, so if anybody has any ideas or knows anybody who knows a good lawyer, send them my way, because this is just unfair.
Now, I want to point out, first and foremost, this is from an account that often posts videos out of context, and I did my own level of research, and this woman does a lot of satire type videos. So then before I did the video, I was like, well, let me see if I can find this gentleman or his story. Well, I couldn't find him, but shockingly, I found hundreds of other examples of where men had donated and ended up having to pay child support. This is wild to me. And a lot of this is coming from, is stemming from the black market donation space. I don't know if you knew this, but in particular for two lady couples, there is an entire market of meeting up and making the donation manually, so to speak, at various locations, and even paying for it. I don't know if this also happens to married couples. There is a huge actual market.
I did not know this.
Of men who exchange money for their seed, so people can have kids.
Well, I mean,
now,
okay, I knew about the people donating their seed part. I didn't know about the black market part of things. Holy God.
I think I've made my opinions on this type of thing known. I just say, like, you know, I ideally a child comes into this world. In the best case scenario, they have a mother and father. Whatever happens after that. I don't like when they're bought by, you know, as an accessory from somebody. But there are many such examples of this. Here, a donor who donated to a LGBTQ couple ended up getting forced to pay child support. Isn't that great? That's like the ultimate deal. And this is just one of many examples. A firefighter who donated to a lesbian couple said yesterday that he was being made to pay child support for their son and daughter in the case he believed to be the first of its kind. Well, It isn't the first of its kind.
It's not.
In fact, when you look at some legal websites, there are, now granted, it is rare, but there are several states and several examples of where men end up having to pay this. And it's usually from these Craigslist donor people. So guys, fellas who think it's funny or think it's an easy, a meme, to get, I
did this as a warning to you guys. If you guys are ever low on money, you get to that point, think twice. Maybe thrice.
Go say, yeah, I'll give you a deposit. Well, I'd be more careful than that. You see, court orders Craigslist donor to pay child support, even though the mothers of the child disagree. Probably because once he has to pay child support, then he should be able to demand visitation. He should be able to demand custody. Not that he wanted it. Like, I'm not trying to be mean to this guy. He clearly, it was a financial transaction, okay? But life has consequences. See, William Mariota answered a Craigslist ad adding for a donor. He wanted to help a lady couple who wanted to have a baby. Kansas man answered their Craigslist couple seeking the donation is now responsible to pay child support. Right here in America's Topeka, Kansas. A judge made their final ruling in the case this week. Back in 2010, Angela Bauer and her partner Jennifer Schreier wrote a Craigslist ad that read, "We are foster and adoptive parents. We now desire to share a pregnancy and birth together." William Mariota answered the ad, according to the Daily Dot, and the couple signed a contract saying he was under no obligation to support the child financially over the course of its entire lifetime. Doesn't matter. District Court Mary Matini ruled that he is the child's legal father, and as a result, he must pay 40% of his paycheck and probably owes back child support too, depending on how many years. Now, the question is, if the mothers and fathers disagree, why was this even in court? Who brought this to court to even have the discussion?
I wondered that too.
Both parties involved failed to complete all the necessary steps required for a legal donation, like using a licensed physician for the artificial procedure. Kansas law is clear that a donor of this product provided to a licensed physician for use in the big pharma, so that they pay $100,000 for this procedure. Guess what? You have to pay child support for the rest of that kid's life.
That's even crazier that the women don't even want it. They didn't even go after this man for it, but somehow the laws figured it out and fucked this man over.
Here's another one. Gay man who donated now has to pay child support for not one, but two children.
Wow.
So he's not even into women. He made the donations to earn some money, and now he has to donate, or he has to pay part of his paycheck in an ongoing manner forever. I mean, kids are not, it's not a joke. Like, I mean, I don't know. When I was in college, I don't even think they were paying for where I lived. I don't think they were paying for that product. I know you could donate plasma and get like $40 or something, like $20 or $30 or something like that. I had some friends that did that in college, which is really predatory, by the way. They just all happened to be close to these college towns. But anyway, but I don't think there was any place that was paying for the other stuff. And I mean, there are numerous examples of it. This case illustrated how older laws on assisted reproduction in Kansas and others have not, in fact, been updated. Charles Baylor, Mariota's attorney, said that Kansas agency's portion was radical and discriminated against LGBTQ people. I love that he tried to use that shield. Sorry, bud, that doesn't work. If the presumptive parent, in this case, the non-biological mother, had been a man, they never would have gone after the donor, Baylor said. Well, that's true. That's probably true. You take a Craigslist ad, you see a Craigslist ad, you see, oh, okay, I could, fire off a load for a couple $100. Seems cool. Yeah, no. And
yeah, I mean, I can see a lot of young men and a lot of kids in the sense, a couple $100, just, sounds fun.
Even the guys out there who, by the way, maybe just want to be quote unquote helping their female partnered friends. Well, times change, right? That couple gets divorced or separates, which is, 30-40% of couples anyway. I don't know how that percentage equates to the LGBTQ community.
Pretty high.
For some reason, I suspect it's higher.
Lesbian couples.
I don't know. They separate, and now one partner is a single parent, and now they need money. They can come to you and get it.
That's the trick, boys. Be careful.
It's I'm not simping, by the way, for big pharma or like the pharmaceutical industry, which is what has made this impossible, but it's wild to me. By the way, Mariota and the two women signed a contract in which they agreed to pay him $50 for each donation. Legal documents say that Schreiner was impregnated with a syringe in early 2009.
Wow.
Secretary Phyllis Gilmore said that the department was disappointed with the ruling, adding that the statement that the law pertaining to donors is clear, and this ignored the ruling. By the way, 9 states and the District of Columbia have laws that treat an unmarried partner as a legal parent when there is assisted reproduction. That's 9 states.
Ooh.
So, before you take up that Craigslist ad thinking like, oh, this would be sweet. You may not get paid. Like,
Check your state.
normally this is something I've got to take someone out to dinner for, but I just get to show up at the house and make a little dono. Cool, sweet. No. You're still the parent of that kid.
Yeah, no drizzle for this, guys.
Which would have been true anyway. But legally, the courts will make you pay for that kid in some of these states, 9 states. Now, then again, F around and find out. Part of me says, well, you made a dumb decision, and now it's coming back to literally bite you.
I agree with that.
But the other part of me,
If you made a legal donation, through the whole pharma thing and then got sued, I would have some issues even higher than that. But this is your decision to, I don't know.
wants to point out, how the legal system is, of course, slanted against men.
It's always been.
Especially in family courts in many states. Not all states, but in many states.
Pretty much all states, bro. I'm trying to be nice here, but pretty much all states.
And so you end up these things, these women wanted to be parents and take the responsibilities that brings. I never would have agreed to this unless they'd been committed family. Now I can't afford to have my own children with my own wife. It's crippling me financially, the man said. Well, I can't say that, obviously I feel bad for them, but, be careful with those loads, buddies. Just like they teach you in firearm safety, know your target and what's beyond it. Be accountable for every load.
Yeah. Be careful out there, man. I saw this video and I thought it really pertains to us men and the younger cats really than anything. Please subscribe down below. I really appreciate that. And I'll catch you guys next time. Ciao.